Bulavinaka and good afternoon, members of the media. I'd like to also welcome our fellow citizens joining us virtually on the Fiji Government Platform live broadcast. Following a briefing with the Fiji Meteorological Service today, they have confirmed the following. Heavy rain warning remains in force for the whole of Fiji. Rain to continue until Friday. And with the soil already saturated, there is high risk of flash flooding. And as we speak, the Emergency Committee are currently monitoring these high-risk areas. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 24 hours, the team at the National Disaster Management Office have received reports of flash flooding and landslips, particularly in the Central Division, and reports of road closures due to flooding in the Central, Western, and Northern Division. As a precautionary measure, along with the assistance of the Fiji Police Force, we put in place a restriction of movement notice at both ends of the rail bridge. I'm glad to also advise that this has been removed after we have cleared the debris. The events of last night served as a stark reminder of the collective effort needed to tackle the problem of inadequate drainage, particularly in our immediate vicinity. It is essential that we take all the responsibility for measuring that drains and water channels adjacent to our home are kept clean. These proactive measures will facilitate unhindered water flow, particularly during times of heavy rain. I'm in constant communications with our divisional commissioners, and we are also advising the Honourable Minister in real time with regards to groundwork being conducted right across the 4 division. We are also receiving regular updates from the Fiji Police Force with regards to the deployment of assistance on the ground. And I'm also here to advise that there are zero reports of flood-related injuries or casualty. And for that, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the members of the public for adhering to advisories and for your continuation support as we go through this episode together. The Emergency Committee held its second meeting earlier today and was chaired by the PS for Rural and Maritime Development and Disaster Management. In that meeting, the following was discussed. In this case, we are going to focus on the following: restoration of critical services. We will deploy initial damage assessment and detailed damage assessment as of when roads are clear, to ensure that not only are we looking after our vulnerables one in the evacuation center, but also the members of society, our farmers who are also being affected because of floodwaters. So we will deploy initial damage assessment and detailed damage assessment as soon as we can. There's also going to be disinfections of school that has been used as an evacuation centers. And of course, as per discussions with the Permanent Secretary for Health, there will be we've started a media campaign on leptospirosis, typhoid, dengue, and diarrhea. And again, as a known fact here in Fiji, we have a lot of people dying more from LTDD than the impact of flooding. And so we cannot reiterate stronger enough the need for people to please look after yourself, your families, and your surrounding. Make sure that your children are protected at all times. As you're all aware, all schools are currently closed and non-essential civil servants were advised to assess the situation and decide accordingly. There are also with regards to the Ministry of Education and Civil Service, these are 2 ministries that we are currently assessing as we speak with regards to the resumption of both school and civil service. And as we speak, we are still collecting data from the district level. And as of when we are able to firm up the information from district level through the divisional commissioners, we'll be able to advise members of the public with regards to the resumption of both civil service and school. As of this afternoon, I can confirm that 2 evacuation centers remain active in the Central and the Western Division, sheltering over 60 evacuees with 12 households. Earlier today, food ration supplies were supplied to families currently billeted at the evacuation center in the Western Division to help sustain them as it has gone past 48 hours as per the SOP that we have in-house. Ladies and gentlemen, while we diligently monitor the current situation, it is important that we adhere to warnings and advisory issued by authorities. We urge the general public to continuously adhere to relevant authorities and stay tuned to updates from NDMO, the Fiji Met Service, as well as Fiji government platforms. Please ensure that your essential supplies such as non-perishable food, medication, water, and first aid kits are readily available in case you need to move to an evacuation center. Please know your emergency number. Reach out to elderly members should they need assistance, and most importantly, please stay away from flooded water. Also, stay indoor during heavy rain and avoid unnecessary travel. Keep an eye on nearby water. And as I'd mentioned, if members of the public need to move to the evacuation center, please do so while it is still daylight. And of course, we are of service to you. Should you need assistance, please call all the free toll lines that we have been publishing on all our social media platform. With that being said, I thank you for your attendance this afternoon.